The green screen presents the story of the Richmond Greenway. We first reported on the Richmond Greenway through an interview with Ben Gettleman from the Rails to Trails Conservancy.
What exactly do you personally do for the organization?
I'm the manager of trail development at Rails to Trails Conservancy for our western region. So I work in 6 states: Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California, Nevada, and Arizona. And my job is essentially to promote trail development in all those states and to try to provide technical assistance to people that need it when they're developing trail projects.
Okay. How do you think this whole organization would help the surrounding area?
We feel like trails have a very transformative quality in communities. So trails respond to public health. People just need to walk and ride their bikes more than they do now. Trails respond to economic health of communities. They help spur businesses that cater to people that use the trail. Environmental health of communities, it's just more open space and it's less cars on the road. And also community health, just people being on a trail and interacting with one another and getting to know each other. It really fosters a sense of community. So that's how we make the case for trails. We feel they bring a lot to communities and we feel they're really important. So that's why we do the work we do.
After the railroad tracks were removed, the city paved the area spanning from 1st Street to San Pablo Avenue, which began the Greenway.
I'm the city manager for the city of Richmond, and we're celebrating here today the grand opening of Phase 1 of the Richmond Greenway, which is a terrific project running down the heart of Richmond and in many ways hopefully will become the heart of Richmond. It is part of the community's backyard. This is something that all of us can come, all of us can enjoy. Great gathering point for recreation or socializing, riding your bike, taking a walk, pushing a stroller. The possibilities are endless. Having a conversation as you talk. But the one thing that's going to be critical is really to get the community support.
Sincere appreciation to all of you who have worked and participated in making this become a reality.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Larry Lewis and I'm a police officer with the city of Richmond, and I am the executive director of the Richmond Police Activities League, and we're excited to be out here today for the dedication of the Richmond Greenway, and more so excited because Richmond PAL has adopted a portion of the Greenway, that portion from 20th Street to 23rd Street. We will be adopting that and maintaining it and working with the city to keep it nice and clean for the citizens of Richmond.
Part of what we want to do with the Friends of the Richmond Greenway is to promote Adopt a Trail program where people could come in and tend gardens, plant trees, and do other things in the spaces that we're providing here. It's a real opportunity for the city of Richmond to have this major artery going through the center of town that will make connections to other major regional trail systems in the Bay Area. The Bay Trail on the west side and the Ohlone Trail that will go all the way down to Berkeley on the other side. And it's a good focal point for the city to reinvent itself and get different community groups going in this space. So it's a really exciting time for the city, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
This is an exciting day for me. It provides for our youth, our families. It's great. It's a family trail. It's a healthy opportunity to enjoy it.
Throughout this process, many organizations worked with the city, as Forge, the Friends of the Richmond Greenway.
This is really close to my house, and I come here to ride every day. It's just like my backyard.
Hi, my name's Sierra and I'm 10 and I'm working on the Berryland. And the Berryland is sort of a land, and we're going to plant berries like a big garden out here. And the Berryland is part of the new Richmond Greenway that they're putting in. People would walk by and just like enjoy all the the berries right here, and they could just pick some whenever they feel like. And it'd probably taste really good because we're going to make a lot of them. The kinds of berries that we're going to have out here are like strawberries and raspberries, maybe even some blackberries.
The idea behind Berryland is that a couple years from now, this will be a berry fantasy land with hopefully 30 to 40 different kinds of perennial berry bushes. And basically it'll be a place where hopefully neighborhood kids will come and just pick berries when they're in season and learn about the different types of berries. And in the wintertime, we'll divide the perennials and pass out berry bushes. And so this is sort of the first urban agriculture project on the Greenway, and we're hoping that it'll spark people's interests and demonstrate that we actually can be growing a lot of the produce that will help us make a more healthy and sustainable community.
I'm Michelle Seville, and I'm Arts and Culture Manager for Richmond, and I've been part of Friends of the Greenway since it began. And the reason that I wanted to get involved was to make sure that there's art along the Greenway. And right over here we've got a beautiful wall that's just waiting for a mural. And so we're hoping to get the community involved and have them participate in making artwork along the Greenway, doing some sculptures and maybe some things in some of the gardens that we're going to make, and then of course murals and anything else that people can think of that they'd like to see along the Greenway.
Out of Forge came the new organization, Groundwork Richmond.
Hey, I'm Tyler Jolly, and I'm here with the green screen. And today we're interviewing Will Asuna from Groundwork Richmond. He's the executive director, and he's here to shed a little light on the organization. So, we hear Groundworks is a national organization. What are their goals, per se?
It is a national organization. There's 20 affiliates around the country. We're the newest, we're the 20th. And the model started in Great Britain, where a lot of folks saw these heavily scarred, heavily damaged brownfields, we call them, polluted areas that were left behind by industry. So this model migrated its way across the Atlantic, and it was adopted here in the United States to basically get citizens involved in fixing their own physical environment that's around them. So there's two strands. One strand is to get kids involved, kids out there doing hands-on science, doing the remediation work themselves, learning about the environment by being in the field, and also a strand to get adults involved in such things as stewardship, adopting trails, helping cities do the very large job of fixing up these environmentally disturbed and damaged areas.
So you said there's students and adults, so can anyone get involved? Could I get involved?
Let me put it this way, I'll take all the help I can get, and the City of Richmond will take all the help it can get, because it's a big, big, big job. There's a lot of work to be done in the City of Richmond. Like one of the areas we're keying in on first is the Richmond Greenway. That's over 3 miles long. There's a lot of work to be done there, not only in terms of cleanup, but tree planting, installing amenities and fixed recreation equipment. So help can come in many different ways. It can come from monetary support, it can come from physical labor, people sweating out there and doing things that's good for something within their own area. It could come from what happens intellectually, people's ideas. I'm always interested in hearing from folks like, hey, I had an idea, I just got one this morning from a middle school student about something to do with the Greenway. So we're open to take help from anybody. Richmond really fits what a Groundwork trust, local trust, wants to do, in the sense that you have a city with a very serious industrial legacy, and science and people's understanding catching up with the fact of what that industrial legacy has done, that it has created these things called brownfields, polluted lands. And so Richmond's an excellent, excellent place for them to work. Aside from the fact that you have this industrial legacy here, what's really great about Richmond is you have a lot of pieces arrayed here and there, various civic organizations, various persons with the city government and county government who are very interested in making this happen here. Because when you look around at Richmond, we could use the work. We would like to make our parks shine a little bit more. The Parks Department has this great big territory to work with, the Greenway. My own personal opinion is that Richmond is seriously under-treed. I would love to see a lot more trees in Richmond.
The Friends of the Greenway continued to sponsor the annual Martin Luther King Jr. day of service.
What's happening today is the community, the people that live around Richmond, that live in San Pablo, even people that live in Berkeley, come here together and are making the Richmond Greenway a better place.
All must take to heart and keep that waking up spirit alive and well in Richmond. It's just such a beautiful day to be here in honor of Martin Luther King and in honor of the wonderful community work that has been done on this greenway. I am just so overwhelmed with the beauty of what we have accomplished collectively. All of you who have participated, Urban Tilth, the Watershed Project, I know the Berryland, I know there's the Lincoln School Garden, there's a community garden that many have been working on with Urban Tilth way down on this end of the Greenway that of course is open to the whole community to reap the benefits of, and that is true of many of the gardens here. I'm just so proud that we have a community that cares about building and creating this beautiful greenway that goes up and down our great city.
We're here with Dr. Harder on the Greenway, and it's great to see you here today.
It's great to be here. You know, this is just one of many events that are happening throughout the West Contra Costa area with Martin Luther King Day celebrations and Hercules and El Cerrito as well. This is the only one, however, that's really dedicated to the kind of service that I think Dr. King had hoped that we would take on. And so it's really gratifying to see so many people out here who are working so hard to make the Greenway a reality and a wonderful place to spend time.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you for making these videos and sharing this with other people. I look forward to seeing it on YouTube or somewhere in the future.
The Lincoln School Farm that's behind me was pretty much started by Lincoln School kids, and it's an after-school program that they choose to attend, and I help them. I teach them how to plant seeds, how to plant seedlings. We also explain to them about why plant diversity is good and what plants bring pollinators in so that the vegetables and the fruits can get pollinated, and then in the future they'll produce fruits and vegetables.
On Martin Luther King Jr. Day 2011, EarthTeam's green screen students met at the Richmond Police Activities League building, the Art Pal, bright and early. We borrowed the PAL bicycles and helmets and set out for the Richmond Greenway. We have been documenting MLK Day on the Greenway for 3 years already, but this year was different. Instead of riding bikes from the PAL on 23rd and McDonald Avenue straight to the South 6th Street and Ohio site where the original work on the Greenway began, this time we headed over to the Cutting Boulevard and Carson Avenue area. The area we plan to work on with Groundwork Richmond and other volunteers is just like big empty lots under the BART overpass. We hung our EarthTeam banners and then our new Groundwork banner to show that Groundwork Richmond has begun. Today's MLK Day celebration is the inaugural event for Groundwork and a show of partnership between Groundwork, the Friends of the Richmond Greenway, the City of Richmond, and many local nonprofits. EarthTeam brought the green screen students to document the work, the PAL students to adopt their own space on the Greenway, and the Richmond High School Aqua Team to work on several projects along the 3-mile Rail to Trails project, what we now call the Richmond Greenway and think of as the backyard for the City of Richmond.
My name is Don Davis, and this is my wife Lorraine Davis.
Hi.
We live in Richmond, and
it's
close by our home. And I figured, you know, for Richmond to be the city of pride and purpose, it's got to be about solutions to the problems. And one of the major problems is trash, dirt, filth, and blight of our neighborhoods. And I figured, you know, I complain about this time and time again, and I figured it was time to do something about it. Because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Once we were established at Carson and Cutting, EarthTeam's restoration director, Kevin Sherrill, outlined the plan for the day. He told us that we would be spending our morning identifying and flagging the native plants, then removing the non-native plants and cleaning up the area.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin. Bad name tag. Thank you for coming today. Thanks for making this a day on, not a day off. It is a National Day of Service, so thank you everyone for coming out. So we're working on a special project this morning. We're working on part of the Richmond Greenway, and it's part of a larger effort to restore the entire Greenway that once was railroad tracks. And it's a degraded landscape, and it's kind of fallen into disrepair, and we're going to work together to help restore the Greenway so that people can enjoy it on hikes and bikes, and there could be native vegetation growing and plants that you can pick fruit from.
Our city attorney, councilmen, and others came by to celebrate the work and how far down the Greenway we have started working.
So, Will, what does your organization have in store for the future with this land?
Well, hopefully a lot for the city of Richmond, because there's a lot to do in the city of Richmond. What we want to do is to be able to help extend the city's mission, extend what the city does by fixing up places like the Richmond Greenway, other places that are abandoned industrial sites, and bring some beauty and bring some recreation and bring something that's soothing to the soul, and places where people can walk around trees and see pretty things, and perhaps raise some things to eat and just have a really nice experience. And the Greenway is a nice big canvas for us all to work on.
As your new city council person, I want to give credit where credit's due, because my business is right next door here. And I've seen this as an eyesore for an awful long time. This got started with Louie Mae Jones and the cycle program. She was actually the first person to deal with this. Then Councilman Butt called me many years ago, and we went down to the Marina Way, and he stood on the overpass. He says, I envision this being a better place. And we want something that's safe, family orientated. And then I'm also looking at maybe sticking a couple soccer fields in between this along with the planting. So at that point, I think I need to turn it over to Randy Riddle, our city attorney.
I have nothing to add other than I'm a user of the Greenway, and all the improvements that are made here over the years I really appreciate as I'm riding my bike along here from work.
I've been working on the Greenway in one way or another for about 15 years now. And every year it gets better. This year really is important because this segment we're on was finished just within the past year and opened up, and it goes all the way from here to San Pablo Avenue. And so it's open, and now we got to make it beautiful, which is what we're doing today.
My name is Fari Henson. Today we are cleaning up the Greenway, picking out the weeds, keeping the native plants to have beautiful things grow here, and edible things, and just make it more beautiful.
I'm from the city of Richmond, pretty much born and raised here, and I think this is a pretty awesome place, and I'm really happy to see people out here actually helping contribute to make this actually a beautiful city.
From the Groundwork EarthTeam site at Cutting in Ohio, we rode our bikes and rode up the Greenway towards the 16th Street area where work was just beginning on the edible forest. The edible forest is a site planted to be a destination on the Greenway, where anyone out enjoying the Greenway can also stop for a fresh piece of fruit from the trees that are just now being planted. Because this area is known as a Brownsfield, where chemicals have raised concerns about the soil, there is a lot of preparation of the soil before the trees go into the ground. One day, this area will produce abundant, free fruit for local residents at the edible forest on the Greenway. Sherman works for Urban Tilt and manages a small crew that regularly works on the Greenway and the edible forest, funded by a grant from the National Park System. Everything that is planted at the site is native to the area, which helps sustain the natural ecosystem, including the local pollinators.
Butterfly garden is actually key, especially to this this project. The butterfly garden is where we plant the flowers, wildflowers, honeysuckles, different things that attract pollinators. So hummingbirds, butterflies, bees, other birds, because they come over here and they feed on all the things that we grow in the butterfly garden, and then they therefore come over into the edible forest and they pollinate all the flowers growing on the trees. So we get the fruit and the vegetables and everything like that over here. So that's why it's an important part of the installation.
The butterfly gardens are outlined with the logs that were delivered by the National Park Service the morning of the MLK Day celebration. Everyone on 16th Street got plenty of fresh air and exercise and had a great time doing the work. Volunteers from the Boy Scouts of America were also there to help out on the Greenway.
I've been coming down to the Martin Luther King thing for as long as we've been doing projects here, but I'm hoping to get the Scouts to actually adopt a block along the Greenway here now that we've got access to both ends, and see if we can actually create a forest and that kind of thing.
All along the Greenway, our crew met with local residents who came out to cheer on the work crews and do their own part, cleaning, planting, and celebrating their community.
Alright guys, so today I'm here with some local residents. So tell me guys, so what makes you want to join this particular event?
Well, we do this kind of thing anyway, so to hear that more people are out doing it just makes us, you know, want to come out and support it even more. We just live down the block, so it's nice to see it cleaned up. It's just nice to do a little something for the community, you know, where you live in, no matter where that is. We wound up in Richmond and discovered we really like it. Things like green screen TV and what's going on the Greenway and the Rise Center and whatnot. My husband Slim's an artist, and we'd like to do some art along the trail too at some point, but we need to get to know some more people here and find out how to make that happen.
Ever since we moved here, I've had a dream that being the bike trail, and there's along there you have the waterfront and all this stuff, but out here it's building, so with art and stuff you could almost turn it into a Route 66 for bicycles where everybody can stop and pick fruit and look at art. And the more the merrier, I say.
You know, to see more art and planting and the edible forest, I've already been coming out here and picking little bits of herbs and different things, spices and seasonings to cook with, but I can't wait for spring to see all the rest that comes out here. It's really exciting.
We left the edible garden on 16th Street and headed to the main celebration event down the Greenway at 6th Street and Ohio Avenue. Along the way were booths for all the organizations that participate in many of the projects on the Greenway. We were hungry for the lunch that was waiting for us under the canopies. There was music, dancing, speakers, and entertainment all morning. People were planning for the art murals, children were penning the goat and chickens, and trying out the Watershed Project's Watershed Diorama.
My name is Andy Labar and I'm the Education Coordinator for the Watershed Project. We're running the watershed model here. Today we've had quite a few adults and children come through, which is great. And I have a solar panel running the water through the watershed model. So it runs through a pipe that then the tube comes to the watershed model. Simulates a creek, simulates different areas of water, and then it drains through a bucket, and it is then recycled through. So we're just using one bucket of water for the whole day.
Some of EarthTeam's Richmond High School students were working at the booth and also on the bioswale.
My name is Rhonda Harris, and I am a resident of Richmond for 35 years. This is Lila Mae Jones, who is the founder of Cycle, who is a community advocate, community founder of many programs, and an all-around community person who is responsible for the Richmond Greenway. And what I think about the Richmond Greenway is that from the time when I started as it was a thought, I believe, from Lila Mae. I was asked to be a part of it as the president of the neighborhood council. And I thought, what a splendid idea. As a person who rides their bike, I thought this would be a good opportunity for not only adults, but many children from the various schools, Lincoln, Nystrom to ride their bikes and then enjoy nature, greenery, plants, just making sure that the environment, they were afforded the environment an opportunity to see what the environment can do for them, because many of them have not experienced it.
It's just so wonderful to be out here today on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We have more than 300 people out here today, which is enormous and a wonderful showing of community support for service and in remembrance of Martin Luther King. Dr. King is someone who lives on with all of us today who work for community empowerment.
In fact, we start being leaders today, become better leaders every day goes by, and pretty soon, before you know it, man, it's gonna get a lot better than this. It's gonna keep getting better, and that's all we want: a better tomorrow, a better future, and just keep soldiering on. It's gonna work well, very well.
Absolutely, thank you. That's exactly, those words speak it so clearly. You know, everybody here is showing that they're a leader, and you know, leadership leads to that better tomorrow and that transitional phase that we're in to create a sustainable planet. We're all here today showing that we care and that we're doing our part. So thank you all again.
My name is Will Osuna. I'm the Executive Director of Groundwork Richmond. I'm out here today with a lot of citizens and groups that brought together folks today to work on the Richmond Greenway as part of the Martin Luther King National Day of Service, where people do a day on as opposed to a day off. A lot of great folks showed up today to do things, and we're very pleased and proud as a brand new organization to have our first inaugural event, to have such a great success. A lot of groups worked in this area. We worked at Carlson and the Richmond Greenway, and we had a good showing of folks. We were able to pull some invasives, pull out a lot of trash, do a little planting, and get people knowing each other and talking about what the Greenway can look like in the future. And I just think that this is the amount of people here that are talking and having a good time is just really testimony to how much people care about the city of Richmond and how much people care about making this a better place to live.
Over the years, local residents, neighborhood councils, and organizations have stepped up and brought to the plate their ideas about what the Greenway should be.
Leslie, all right. I mean, you should. Stop, Leslie. Leslie.
Come on. I think maybe some flowers, lilies, something of that nature might work.
I said picnic area.
Picnic area, that'd be nice.
Nice picnic area like there. Maybe some grills or I think over in this area there should either be picnic areas, grills, or either some benches where people could just sit and relax. Maybe.
Me personally, I think personally that it should be some more trees and flowers over there too for the air, because all the pollution and the grills and stuff, you know.
I agree with her. I agree with everybody.
I agree with I want strawberries and grapes and all kinds of fruits and peaches and plums and watermelon and everything else. Cherries, mangoes. Mangoes are illegal though, right?
A lot of resources out there, either the city of Richmond or getting nurseries to donate stuff, and it seems like it's really a matter of what do you want to try to grow. And some things might not grow, but you try it and it's like, okay, that didn't work. But you always get a chance to grow something else.
Right.
California's got a great climate. If you happen to,
Okay, I remember when this was nothing but dirt and train tracks. Your parents told you don't cross through. They call it the field. But yeah, your parents told you not to cross through the field to walk around. But we always did because it was a shortcut. But it was nasty, dirty bags, condoms, needles. It's really nasty. Them racks. It's beautiful, and I have part of planning this for the first MLK Day and the second one I was here. But this is a wonderful transformation to see these plants and even the ground. Like, it looks beautiful to me, even with it not being a lot of stuff here, but it's still a big transformation from what it was. Like, because it's safe for kids to walk through here, and I'm sure parents aren't telling their kids not to cut through here anymore.
I actually was born in Richmond, raised in Sacramento and Oakland. Just off and on. It used to be dirty. I never really walked through here, but now I do. I see people walking their dogs through here now. What else? Riding their bikes through like it's, you know, like it's good to do. So I don't know, it's pretty nice. It's pretty good for like the community. Trying to give back to the community.
I live right over there, right next to the Greenway. I never walked like through here. It looks nice, very plants, everything. It looks nice. I have to get a ride to the Greenway because I don't know about walking over here because it's not safe, but I will walk the Greenway.
To me, I think they kind of cleaning up Richmond. They did a lot of like, the police did like a lot of raids and was taking a lot of people off the streets. And I feel in where you live is how you live. So it takes a community basically to raise a family. So I feel that everybody needs to get out in the community and start walking and talking and trying to do stuff to make it better or make it safe. I mean, it's not going to get safe if nobody basically don't make it safe. Somebody got to do something.
Yeah. Ben's recycling location because plastic and bottles do not belong in the garbage. And you need that animal poop thing, the thing that you take the little bags and they pick up the poop and then they throw it away so they won't leave their poop on the floor.
So I mean, that's why I throw the question back to you. It's like, you're the person who's going to do the action. Right. You guys are the group of people who, you're part of the club or you're part of Opportunity West, and you're the ones who's going to decide what do we want to do.
The campaign to fund the Greenway took on new life when the opportunity to apply for a state grant came our way.
We're out here on the Greenway in the rain for the last day of the Community Envisioning campaign. We got a tent out here. I mean, granted it's in the rain, but we've got some food and we're just waiting for some people.
Regamos aquí el jardín, ponemos pasto, ponemos hierbas, tomate, cebollas.
I think this shows the spirit of Richmond, that the people still come out in this inclement weather and voicing their opinion and giving their ideas to this great cause.
These are white, dark blue.
They're really pretty.
Yeah, purple, all community.
Hey guys, we're here on the Greenway and it's been such a great day. We have fresh fruit, fresh veggies, some on the vine ready to be picked, food for the community.
And on top of that, look all around, beautiful flowers everywhere.
Well, I'm David Mays, I'm from Urban Tilt and Gumper's Garden. Today we were giving people tours of the Greenway that haven't, or even senior citizens to take them home or where they need to go. They were handicapped or they were walking with a cane. So it's just promoting things on the Greenway in a positive way.
Hard work, Ian. You're looking at the wheel.
So I'm Brian Drayton from Richmond Spokes, and I'm out here helping the whole movement here of trying to get community input on what type of facilities and what type of environment we want on the Greenway. So what we're doing is we're taking surveys from the people and finding out what type of things they'd like to see on this next phase of making the Greenway a true community gathering space and transportation corridor for Richmond.
The main thing is just all the groups have come together as one to collectively think about what is the best investment for this grant fund and how can we really work as a team to make the Richmond Greenway a superlative public space.
In the summer of 2011, the Green Screen team partnered with Hometown Richmond, a National Park Service youth program in the city of Richmond, California.
The partnership between Hometown Richmond and Groundwork Richmond's Green Screen team was a great opportunity to bring together different youth from different schools. The Green Screen team generated multimedia documentary projects, all while getting their hands dirty right alongside the Hometown Richmond team in the same transformative projects. Our work constitutes an important part of the conservation and restoration work going on throughout the city of Richmond, because it enlists young people to help out in their communities, all while giving them a chance to have their voices heard.
The Watershed Project sponsors the bioswale and the habitat gardens.
The bioswale is a meandering creek-like landscape where we took out the native clay soils and replaced it with a high infiltration sandy and compost soil. And then we also revegetated the area with riparian plants, so river and creek plants. And the idea here is that the high infiltration soil will allow for the peak storm flows to infiltrate into the ground more quickly, thus reducing the flood. And we selected the riparian plants so that they could take up and break down a lot of the contaminants that are present in the water. And lastly, the bacteria in the soil can actually break down a lot of the organic pollutants that are in the stormwater as well. So this is a natural solution to an environmental problem that leads to improved water quality in the immediate surroundings and ultimately San Francisco Bay. So a major part of the work that we do is public outreach, education, and community involvement. So beyond the environmental goals that we have with the Bioswale Project, we also have community goals as well. Today we have working with us a group from the National Park Service. It's a group of high school kids and students that are also like between high school and college. And they're helping today to build a trail on the space adjacent to the bioswale, where we're going to be planting native plants again and using it as a kind of a transitional landscape between our bioswale project and Berryland to give the entire space between 6th Street and 8th Street a completely cohesive look.
Urban Tilth continues to sponsor the Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service and the Second Saturday Workdays.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're doing out here? What's your role in things here?
Like you said, my name is Sherman Dean. I work for Urban Tilth. I'm actually the site supervisor and project coordinator for the edible forest site. Last summer we installed the butterfly garden. This summer we're working on installing the actual forest site, which will be all the fruit trees and vegetables and edibles and all that stuff will be available for the community. Today what they're doing actually is cutting down some of the weeds that's growing up behind us to create our own compost. We're going to compost it all and be able to have our compost ready for us to use on our project site. The other project that's going on behind me is they're building the compost bins that we're going to be using. The youth, they're getting this experience firsthand. They're learning how to measure, they're learning how to cut properly, make proper cuts where they only have to cut one time. They're learning how to read measuring tapes, learning how to use power tools, drills, saws, things that they'll be able to take into the real world. And you know, after summer or after high school, when they want to get a job, they can actually list these as skills that they have learned. And being able to identify the invasive plants is also, it's another skill that the youth are getting just from these little projects. They don't look like much, but when you actually get in there and you see what's going on, you know, you see that they're learning. It's not just work, it's not just a little cash for their pockets. This is things that they can take with them to further them, make them, you know, grow.
So is there an opportunity for other people that, you know, just a common person in Richmond to work with you guys here on this project at any time?
Today we have the National Park Services, the green screen out here working with us. You know, anytime anybody wants to come out here and just volunteer, or just even if they want to come and just see what's going on, kind of get their hands dirty a little, it's always open. Anytime we're out here working, they can come out. We do have a once a month event that involves all the community. They can come out and help volunteer for hours. For the ones that want jobs or anybody that wants to find out any more information, they can go to our website. Our website is www.urbantilth.org.
Thank you for being out here, sir. I appreciate the work you're doing, and all of us at Green Screen do.
No problem. Thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming out today. Thank you guys for helping us.
Yeah.
So we always need extra hands, so it's just, It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see the youth out here working.
Thanks to the Richmond residents, city leaders, and nonprofit organizations working together to make this vision into a reality.
Young Deezy. Yee. Reputation is the big problem in the population. Pollution from the cars got everybody tasting. Gas, smoke, quit cutting down trees. I'm saving my environment by sustainability. I'm saving energy by cruising in the hybrid. No more smoke, gotta save the environment. I'm fly kid, I'm high up in the sky. Gotta barely touch the ground, gotta keep my foot and slide, no lie. If you know what I mean, I'ma step on the scene with my team, green screen, white tee, blue jeans, and I'm ready to go. Pollution is not solution and it's out of control. I'm trying to show the whole world I can do good for my turf. Cause some of these living situations is bad for the earth. So you sit back, relax, and you hope you're feeling me. Cause I'm saving energy by sustainability. Cruising in my hybrid, saving my environment. Don't let my pride get in the way, I listen to the scientists. Check the shirt, we the green screen. Environmental stuff is like when we step on the scene. Cruising in my hybrid, saving my environment. Don't let my pride get in the way, I listen to them scientists. Check the shirt, we the green screen. Environmental stuff is like when we step on the scene.
Ask your boy what's the team, I set the green screen. We stand on our job, we keep the air clean, and we keep trash off the pavement, and we practicing energy saving. I ain't Superman, but I save women and children by doing my part and picking up around buildings. Get yourself a hybrid instead the car with the extra room, using extra fumes, or at least hit the light when you leave out the room. I'm fly enough to have wings, your boy walk steady. Check my footsteps, I don't walk heavy, but we can only do so much. You ain't helping out with your 4x4 trucks, using more bucks, recycling less stuff. But watch what happens when your breathing get tough, and that global heat gonna start to get rough.
Cruising in my hybrid, saving my environment. Don't let my pride get in the way, I listen to the scientists. Check the shirt, we the green screen. Environmental stuff is like when we step on the scene. Cruising in my hybrid, saving my environment. Don't let my pride get in the way, I listen to them scientists. Check the shirt, we the green screen. Environmental stuff is like when we step on the scene. Cruising in my hybrid, saving my environment. Don't let my pride get in the way, I listen to them scientists. Check the shirt, we the green screen. Environmental stuff is like when we step on the scene.
What's up, man? It's the green screen over here. You know, y'all need to start doing y'all part, man. Can y'all at least walk to work? You know, use a scooter or something?
Yeah, turn off the light when you leave the room. Don't leave it on. Or your TV, turn it off when you leave.
Yeah, it ain't that important. It really ain't, man. It ain't that serious.
And when you see some trash on the ground, can you please pick it up?
He ain't pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. I said pick it up. Pick it up. I'm gonna tell you. Tell him.
Your grandma gonna get you.
You gonna get a whooping.